the online entrepreneur motivation series discussing ideas, strategies, and mindsets to help online entrepreneurs become more successful. And you cannot have any degree of success as an entrepreneur unless you are a high energy person, unless you manage your energy. And we're going to be discussing that in this presentation. And we're going to start off by making you realize that your energy levels will ultimately determine your success in business. And take a minute just to think about this for a second. Think about any successful entrepreneur that you've either studied from afar or even met in person and looked at what they live like, how they operate. Are these people what you consider low energy and unproductive people? Probably not. These are people that are driven, they're passionate, they have a high level of energy on an ongoing basis. And their success is caused by, one of the root causes of their success is because they have a high level of energy. And that high level of energy connects them to better ideas, to more inspiring thoughts that make them take more action, that gives them even more energy. It becomes this positive cycle. And so knowing that your energy levels will determine your success, you need to become aware of this, but you need to make it your mission to become a high energy person on an ongoing basis. And in order to do that, you need to understand how energy works. And the basic premise that you need to realize is that energy flows in rhythms. So even the people that you look at right now and you might think, wow, they've got a lot of energy and I don't. Energy flows in rhythms. Those people, while they may appear to be high energy, they also experience lows. They're not always at a level 10. They do hit their levels, zeros and ones, and there's times where they feel like passing out too. They've just become better at managing it. But understanding that energy flows in rhythms and what to do about it is very important. When to take a break, how long you should focus, and how long you should be detaching from it. There is a book by Tony Schwartz called The Power of Full Engagement that actually dives deep into this idea of maximizing your energy by having intense periods of focused concentration, but then deliberately taking breaks to allow yourself time to recover. And this is all about rhythms of energy, how your energy flows, and you need to become intimately aware of your energy patterns. And in order to do that, you have to become conscious of your energy levels. What is your energy like on a daily basis? Do you have your most energy in the morning and then it kind of dwindles as your day goes along? Do you start off really slow and then build up momentum only to have it leave later on and come back at the night in the evenings? These flows are partly particular to you and to your schedule, but they're also just sort of a rhythm that you've been living with right now. And just becoming conscious of what your energy has been like in your life up to this point is very important. But you also need to realize that you can change it and you can deliberately create new energy patterns in your life. And it all starts, honestly, with changing your beliefs about low energy. And I've seen this, I'm sure you've seen this in your life as well. It happens with kids all the time, where, the kid can be sitting there on the couch and bored out of their mind, and they say they just feel like sleeping. They have nothing, no energy or desire to do anything at all, especially if you ask them to do a chore, right? But then you subtly introduce the idea of doing something fun, like going to an amusement park or a water park or going out to get a treat. These kids are suddenly jolted to life. They have this explosion of energy, and they've gone from a level 1 or 2 up to a level 10. The same thing can happen with adults, right? You're sitting there, you don't feel like doing anything because maybe you're depressed about the stack of work that you've been looking at, and suddenly a state change happens where something new is introduced, a show comes on that you're interested in, or somebody calls you haven't talked to in a long time. They have something exciting to share with you. Now your energy levels have suddenly shot up to a new level. You're not locked into these low levels of energy. You're not stuck there. You can immediately go from a low to a high by changing your focus. But a lot of people don't believe that's possible. So it's important that you change your beliefs about low energy and just realize that there are going to be triggers that you can activate that take you from a low to a high. And this is especially important for entrepreneurs because it's not always going to be convenient to have a high level of energy. You might feel really, really crappy, and suddenly you need to be on because there's an opportunity to make money or to do something that's going to create success in your business, and you need to be able to activate high energy in that moment, even though you may not feel like it. So you have to be able to challenge your beliefs about your current levels of low energy. But you also need to challenge your beliefs about lack of sleep. And you may not want to hear this, but the truth of the matter is that most successful entrepreneurs, especially people early on, early phases, year 1, year 2, year 3, there are going to be times where you have to sacrifice sleep. Again, you might not want to hear this, but for the most part, this is true. There are going to be times where you're going to be putting in 17, 18, 19-hour days, 20-hour. Maybe there's days where you don't sleep at all, and you have these tapes playing in your mind saying, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing this. You need sleep. You're going to get sick. You need to be able to challenge your beliefs about lack of sleep, because there are people who have gone days without sleep and they were perfectly fine because they made up their mind that this is something they needed to do. It is a state of mind. Now, I'm not here telling you that you can live a perfectly healthy, balanced life by sleeping 2 hours a night. That's not what I'm here to tell you. What I'm here to tell you is to challenge your belief about lack of sleep and not getting enough, because there will be times, especially in the beginning phases of entrepreneurship, where you're going to have to push your limits and sleep less than you've been accustomed to in the past. And there is a part of your mind that is going to become fearful. And you cannot allow this fear to take you over. You need to take a position and a stance that says, I'm okay without sleep. It may feel uncomfortable. My eyes might get heavy and tired, and my energy might feel low. But I'm going to persist through this because plenty of other people have done it, and they did not get some kind of terminal disease by sleeping less. They just worked through that problem, or they worked through that scenario or that pattern, and they got through to the end of it. Realize that lack of sleep is probably going to happen to you at some point in the earlier phases of business, and it may not feel great, and yeah, you may even get run down, and who knows, maybe you even get a little bit sick, but you'll recover. You'll use that time to get some extra sleep and get back on your feet. But don't allow the fear, and this is just more about fear than it is anything else. Don't allow these preconceived beliefs that you need 8 hours a night or else you're going to be really, really unhealthy. Don't let that control you. This is all about energy management, and more importantly, taking control of your time and your life. Now, you also need to start monitoring how certain foods or behaviors or business activities or thought patterns impact your energy. All of these things, they seem like a random collection of things, but they can all have a direct impact on your energy. If you have a huge plate of pasta at lunch, and then you feel really crappy for the next 2 hours, or you can barely do any work, you're doing 2 hours or 2 minutes of productive work in that next 2 hours, then maybe you should skip the pasta and eat something a little healthier. Or maybe there's a certain business activity like, oh, I don't know, accounting, filling in spreadsheets, that causes you to feel really, really low energy. You can begin to anticipate certain activities or behaviors, or when you get into this mindset of worrying about the numbers or the books, that causes your energy to go down. When you monitor how these different things impact your energy, then you can start becoming conscious, like I said earlier, that, oh, look what's happening here. My energy is starting to dip. Where have I been focusing? Okay, time to do something about it. And that's what we're going to do right now. There's a couple of exercises that I want you to do today to begin taking control of your energy levels, to begin managing your energy. First, create a log. So going back to what I just said, create a log of different foods, events, thought patterns, tasks that seem to zap your energy, that seem to put you at a low, that make you feel kind of like, oh man, why did I get in business to begin with? I just want to go to bed right now. Start realizing and logging what it is that causes you to get to that level. Then figure out an antidote. What's the flip to it? What's your equivalent of being a little kid and your parent coming in when you're really tired, or you've been given a chore or a task you didn't want to do, and suddenly saying, hey, if you get this done, we can go to the amusement park, and now your energy level is at a 10 again. You have antidotes that you can begin to bring into your life. You just have to figure out what they are. What snaps you from a level 0 to a level 10, or maybe even more subtly from a level 3 to a 7, because all you need is a 7 right now. But figure out how to increase your energy when you need it so that you can use it as you need it. And then when your energy levels are low and it's time for recovery, you can take it. And when it's not time for recovery, you have strategies to get through it until it's a reasonable time for you to take a break and for you to relax. Use this now, become a master of your energy, and watch your business grow.